Hi everybody, how's it going today? Thanks for watching another video. Been having some mic issues here, so this is the second try here at this the start of this video. I'm in our calving barn here. So all these cows and heifers that are in this barn, they'll be having their calf within the next 3 to 4-ish weeks. So got this water trough here in the center of this pen on the north side that has no water in it, as you can see, and it's quite dirty. The water was frozen. It must have froze at some point last night, and then they drank whatever was in there. Now they've just been making it dirty here this morning. So got the cover off. Of course, it was completely covered in ice. Got this opened up. I don't know if you guys are really going to be able to see in there very well, but you see that outlet over there. The bottom of that outlet is completely corroded. And this was plugged into that outlet, so I think that's more than likely our problem. So this is the heater that runs along the hose that comes up out of the tube out of the ground there. Then goes up here to the valve. So I don't think the valve is frozen, but I'm gonna open that up just to make sure that that's not an issue. So I have a feeling that somewhere that line is frozen from either where it comes up out of the ground up to the top. I'm going to open that valve up just to make sure that that valve isn't plugged, and then the line froze afterwards because it sat there without running water for too long. But I don't think that's the issue. But got this high-powered hair dryer essentially, just blowing some hot air into the hole here, and it's hot air coming out the top. So the line is froze. I don't think it'll take too long to get it unthawed. Tried to figure out which breaker it was. There's 4 breakers that run our drinkers in the breaker panel in this barn. Of course, they're not labeled to specifically which drinker, but I did figure out which one it was. The last one out of the 4 to check, obviously, because that's how it goes. So I've got the hair dryer plugged into the outlet now, so the outlet does still work, but I think after I'm done here, I'm just going to shut that breaker off and have that outlet replaced, or yeah, at least take the cover off, clean it up, see how it looks. But it looks pretty burnt to me from on the face anyways, corroded. So we'll try to get this water trough going. So there is another water trough in this pen, so these cows do still have water. When I looked a minute ago, I didn't see any cows calving, but take a look at some of these cows while we're waiting here. So it's the beginning of April here, and I did not expect to be dealing with a frozen water trough in April, but here we are. And that kind of sounds like there might be some snow coming even next week, middle of next week. So I'm kind of ready for winter to be done myself. So it's my wife's birthday here today. If you guys want to wish her a happy birthday, post that down below in the comments. It's the weekend also, so she is working this weekend at the hospital. So Ian and Eli, I dropped them off at Grandma and Grandpa's here this morning. So they're going to be watching Ian and Eli until later this afternoon. I'd like to pick them up as late afternoon if I can. But doesn't look like any cows calving at the moment, just chilling. Been having some bad luck with these water troughs, it seems like, the last couple months. We don't usually have to deal with them very often, but I've had a handful here with plugged valves, broken valves, floats that filled up with water so they don't lift up all the way. Now we've got this one here. Kind of surprised this morning when Christian was cleaning the alleys here, and he told me that there's no water in the middle water trough on the north side, pen 11. So I thought, well, that's kind of strange. I suppose it could have froze, but I wouldn't have expected it to freeze. It wasn't that cold last night, but apparently it did, so here we are. I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna take that valve apart just to check that out. This is a kind of a rubberish hose down here. I can squeeze the hose so it's not, that part's not frozen. Just gonna take that valve apart just to make sure that that's not our issue here before we wait too long with this heater running inside there. So I pulled the cover off the valve and it looks like the valve itself is not frozen, but the plunger inside is. So I went and got some hot water. I've seen Jan Saskatchewan, I've seen him use hot water to unthaw his water trough, so we'll give this a try and see if it works. He uses kind of like a spray bottle to just spray some hot water on the line. I don't have a spray bottle handy here, so we're just gonna have to use some, dump some hot water on here with this measuring cup. I went to go get another cup of hot water, and when I came back the water was running. So we'll let this fill up, clean the water trough, let it fill up again, maybe clean it again because it did get pretty dirty here. A lot of feed in there. So I dumped that hot water on the valve, and I didn't think I got the plunger loose, but I didn't think it was enough to get the rest of that top pipe there unthawed, but looks like it must have been just enough. So I'll let that fan run a little bit longer because I did try to move that valve and it feels like it's still a little bit frozen. But now that we have it running, I think it should stay running, hopefully. Typically when you get water running, it doesn't freeze. But there's not very many cows in here, so there's about 100 cows in this barn in total, so about 50 in this pen. There's 2 water troughs, so it's in theory only about 25 cows drinking from this trough. And these are all dry cows, like I said before, so they're not drinking as much water as a lactating cow would. Apparently not enough to keep this water flowing. So I'm glad that went fairly easy. I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up, and these cows have water again. We'll go on to the next project of the day. Still can't move that valve, so I think I'm gonna let that heater run a little bit longer, get things cleaned up here, and then see if we can get it opened up all the way, because there's not really any reason why that valve is not completely open. I'm going to open the gates back up here for the cows so they can get back to their feed. Looks like we're all good here with the water. Wasn't expecting to have to deal with a frozen water trough in April, but winter just doesn't want to seem to end. Looks like we have a possibility of some more snow coming this next week also. Tuesday, Wednesday, good chance of snow. I think right now they're saying we're kind of on the edge. It's more to the south, but that could all change still, I suppose. Hopefully it stays south. We need some warmer temperatures to start melting some of the snow that we already have. Looks like they're happy and drinking water again. I'm gonna go get a skid steer with a bucket and empty this water trough with a bucket, or see if Christian has time to do it and clean this water trough out. Didn't want to dump the water all on that alley there and make a skating rink. Usually the way we do it with these water troughs where the manure alleys can freeze, we're on a cleaning schedule, but we don't clean them if it's really cold and they're not dirty, to prevent ice on the alleyways here. But of course, if they are dirty, they need to be cleaned regardless of the the temperature. So then sometimes we'll scoop it into buckets, or we'll clean them and then dump the water out and then clean them out right away, so we minimize some of the water that stays on the alley here. We always spread some sand over this manure lane here. We've done that pretty much since we built this barn. With bedding with sand in our milking barns, we're always used to having we were never used to the cows lacking traction on the alleys, but in this barn, because it's a straw pack barn, this alley can get quite slick, especially in the winter time, because the concrete is grooved, as you can see, but the grooves just fill in with manure and it freezes. We scrape it off. So we scrape this manure off with a bucket, but of course you can't scrape inside those grooves. All year round we clean these alleys once a day and then spread a little bit of sand over top when we're done cleaning them. Make sure that the cows have good traction, that they're not worried about slipping around walking on these manure alleys here. Heifer here. Well, I think that'll be it for this video. If you guys have any comments, post them down below. Try to answer them if I can. Appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.